Thanks for joining us for National Focus. I am Lourianne Graham Carter. Coming up, Dominica hosts first Caribbean Aviation Conference. Marriott may plant roots in Dominica and Police Chief cautions against incitement of violence. Stay with us for the details of these and other stories after this.
Think water, think life. Water refreshes, restores, cleans, and enhances growth. Potable water is a benchmark for development. DOWASCO is serious about its mandate to ensure easy access to potable water island-wide and provide sewage services for a cleaner environment. DOWASCO is your water and sewage company.
Thank you for staying with us. Better air access into the region is the focus of discussion at the first Caribbean Aviation Meetup conference, which got underway here on Tuesday. The government of Dominica, through the Ministry of Tourism and the Discover Dominica Authority, is hosting the three-day regional conference, which has brought together speakers and guests from France, Ireland, Canada, and the USA, as well as representatives of the International Monetary Fund, the Caribbean Development Bank, and the Caribbean Tourism Association. Executives of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, as well as executives of airports, airlines, and tourism boards in the region are also part of the conference. The Honorable Minister for Tourism, Senator Robert Tong, addressed the conference.
The Caribbean Aviation Meetup is a unique result-oriented event where pragmatic and forward-thinking minds gather to find progress and solutions. The Caribbean Aviation Meetup aims to cement dedication, devotion, and passion of professionals with diverse backgrounds in aviation and hospitality industries. We know that no one can do things alone, but with a strong commitment to cooperation and a unified effort, we will make greater strides and remarkable achievements. We strive to uphold a reputation of hosting a region that values and truly cares about its visitors. They deserve no less.
Participants will engage in discussions on regional airlines, route development, airport development, airlift impact on tourism and the economy, and trends in regional travel, among others. Senator Honorable Tong indicated that while on the world stage, the region is performing remarkably well in its tourism growth rate, and while government has taken steps to facilitate growth in Dominica, air access still remains a major challenge. He said it is fitting that Dominica was selected to host this first conference.
A corporate strategy and action plan for Discover Dominica was also developed recently. The authority has been working to update the strategy, mostly through a review of Dominica's market representation in the source markets that we are targeting, a brand audit, a review of our communication strategy, and upgraded design of our website. This government is therefore working hard to advance the industry. We are nonetheless challenged on the issues of access to the destination, which is why we're all here today. It is therefore most appropriate that this Caribbean Aviation Conference is held in Dominica. The Ministry of Tourism and Urban Renewal is leading the charge to address this issue of access, particularly air access into Dominica. This continues to be a perplexing topic, but I'm hoping that after this session we will have a clear ways forward in terms of dealing with these issues.
The tourism minister believes that the conference provides a new opportunity for the governments of the region to continue the trend of growth of the tourism industry.
So while we have made progress, we recognize the need to be involved in the continuous improvement cycle. So we have arrived at a new beginning, a beginning of forging a solid movement out of challenges and opportunities to improve air transportation in the region that will benefit our economies and communities. We want to make all the right decisions in all the areas where it counts to accomplish progress in tourism.
The Caribbean Aviation Meetup will from this year be an annual conference. At this first conference in Dominica, a new Caribbean Aviation Industry Association, CARVIA, will be inaugurated. The conference will conclude on Thursday, June 16. And in other news, the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit has hinted at the establishment of a Marriott Hotel in the north of the island. He was speaking at the celebration of the Feast of St. Anthony at Tukari this past weekend.
Very soon we may be in a position to also announce that the Mariott will also want to have a presence in the north of Dominica. There's still negotiations taking place, so we continue to pray that those negotiations will be successful, so that not only Kempinski will be here and Hilton, but we'll also have a Marriott Hotel in Dominica.
In more news, the Dominica Council on Aging is all set to observe World Elder Abuse Awareness Day 2016 under the theme, The Rights of Older Persons. This marks the 5th year Dominica is observing this day, held on June 15th worldwide, and organizers are working hard to make the week of activities memorable. GIS News sat down with President of the DCOA, Zet Matuse, who gave more details.
The Dominica Council on Aging has, since last year, been recognizing that there is a lot of abuse going on among the elderly. And so that is why we had the two-day conference in November, December, end of November, December of last year. Actually, that conference was planned for September, but because of this storm, we had to postpone it and reschedule it at the towards the end of the year. So the 30th of November, 1st of December. And the whole idea was to look at, and it was a Caribbean conference, not just Dominica, to look at elder abuse, the rights of older persons, and so on. And this year, actually, the year is a UN declarated day. So we have been observing it over the past 3-4 years. And it's called World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. And that is June 15th annually. So this year, June 15th falls on Wednesday of this week, and that is why we sat together and tried to put a program together. We actually wanted to do something more grand, but time was against us because we had just completed our annual general meeting, so we did not have too much time for planning. But we thought that if we could use the media a lot on that day, that would give us, some footage, let people understand and become more aware of what is happening among our older persons.
Activities began on Monday, June 13th with a panel discussion on DBS Radio. On Tuesday, a second radio discussion on DBS Radio was held, which featured a Creole segment. Both discussions explored the rights of the elderly in Dominica and addressed alarming issues surrounding elder abuse. Tuse describes the activities planned for Wednesday.
On the day itself, the Wednesday, we are hoping to have a television program. Now, this would be a panel discussion again, and included in that panel would be an attorney, a lawyer, to give the legal aspects. We want to include also a member representing the council, a person representing the groups of the elderly, so just generally elder persons, and the youth representation. So this would form the panel for the Wednesday, if possible. We're trying our best to get it for Wednesday. If not, we'll do it Thursday. And on Wednesday as well, we will be having a radio discussion too, this time on the Catholic radio station. There are two activities we're having as fundraisers. One is a cake sale on the day itself, on the Wednesday, and it will be in front of Flo's office in Roseau. Right in front of the office, there'll be a cake sale during the morning, during the day.
The president of the DCOA says a key priority of the organization is getting the elderly to seek help themselves if they are being abused.
We want to blast the media as much as possible this week, speak about abuse of elder persons and the rights of older persons, because one of the things, a few years ago, we did an island-wide, and we went through the 7 health centers. We used the 7 health centers, and we did a program on rights of older persons to inform the older persons themselves about what their rights are, and assisting them to understand that they have to speak up, they have to advocate for themselves. If something goes wrong, they must call, they must seek assistance when something goes wrong with them. Financial abuse is one of the things that's a problem in Dominica right now. We have physical abuse, we have psychological abuse, we have name calling. All those things are forms of abuse.
The DCOA encourages all nationals to turn out to support its bake sale on Wednesday, June 15th. Persons 60 and up are also invited to a lunch and dance dubbed Bite Guamun at the Old Mill Cultural Center on June 23rd. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood.
I have done it, and believe it or not, it don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes.
Helping people.
You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. Chief of Police Daniel Carbon has expressed concern over statements made on radio talk shows to incite violence and acts of lawlessness. At an emergency press conference on Monday, Chief Carbon advised members of the public to resolve grievances in a peaceful manner. The police chief stated that the police force will take all necessary action to protect life and property while upholding the rule of law and order.
The police force will not allow the Commonwealth of Dominica to experience the eras of 1979 and the early 1980s. The police force is mandated to prevent acts of violence and lawlessness, and also to react to acts of violence and lawlessness by investigating whenever these acts happen, and to bring perpetrators to justice irrespective of race, color, creed, or class.
The police chief cited the procedure outlined in the law for lawful protest action.
Section 1 of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Dominica states, and I quote, "Whereas every person in Dominica is entitled to the fundamental rights and freedoms." That is to say, the right, whatever his race, place of origins, political opinions, color, creed, or sex, but subject to respect for the rights and freedoms of others and for the public interest. The Public Order Act, Chapter 1501 of the Laws of Dominica, 1990, provides for preservation of the public order.
36 candidates and 15 assessors are now regionally certified after completing the prior Learning and Assessment Recognition Caribbean Vocational Qualification course in construction. The Dominica Coalition of Service Industry DCSI, in collaboration with the Technical and Vocational Education Training, held a certification award ceremony at the Marriott Hotel on Monday. Executive Director of DCSI, Lester Riviere, explained ways in which the service sector can make a significant contribution to economic development and export growth.
From the onset, with the understanding that we are in a results-driven business, we set some goals for this program. In a broad sense, it was envisioned that this initiative would accomplish the following. 1, enhance the confidence and capacity of candidates. 2, increase opportunities for employment. 3, develop a cadre of trained experts for future certification programs. And 4, improve the quality of work delivered by the sector in the medium to long term. I believe that we have been able to accomplish at least the first 3, and we expect that going forward in the medium to long term, in partnership with the TVET Council and support from the subsector, the construction subsector, we'll be able to accomplish the medium to long term goal.
Riviere said that the execution of this program has taught the DCSI how to better allocate the resources to undertake such a program.
I must state that this program was a huge learning experience, as you may have gathered already. And it really gave us a full understanding, a very comprehensive understanding of the effort and the financial and other resources that we needed to undertake such a program. In terms of financing, in the financial sense, the contribution that the recipients were asked to make to this effort really just scratched the surface in order to make this sustainable. And in terms of the human resources, this program really needed full-time staff to manage and greater flexibility, which we couldn't demand on the assessors and verifiers, etc., as they had full-time jobs, but greater flexibility in terms of on the part of the assessment team. But nevertheless, we believe this effort was well worth it, as we have also been able to lay the foundation for the further development of technical capacity in the construction sector. As a matter of fact, there are some tangible resources in place right now to ensure that this happens.
The Dominica Coalition of Service Industries, DCASI, consists of 10 members associated with the service sector. DCSI was launched in January 2009 with the support of government and incorporated as a non-profit organization in August 2009 under the Dominica Companies Act of 1994. And the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, and the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, have strengthened Dominica's capacity for climate-smart agriculture through an investment in a model farm in Londonderry under the Rallying the Region to Action on Climate Change RAC project. This farm is to demonstrate innovative renewable energy and water conservation methods. Director General of the OECS Commission, Dr. Didicus Jules, said this farm was constructed to bring a new approach to farming in Dominica.
We installed a rainwater harvesting system, a biogas digester, and a drip irrigation system. And again, while it is in a model farm set up in one location, the design of that farm was very carefully done so as to ensure that it becomes a potential model for a new approach to farming in Dominica that is more integrated, more respectful of ecosystems and so on. So the rainwater harvesting is designed to provide a backup water supply to the facility. The biogas digester is designed to treat all pig feces, whereas the byproducts will be used as soil conditioners or manure or for the generation of gas that will be used to heat the pens during the cold months of the year. The drip irrigation system will be used in the propagation and growing of high-protein plant materials for use by the animals reared on the compound. So I hope from this description you can see the integration of all of the elements in a way that that farm is really a model ecosystem in which nothing is wasted, everything is used, everything is conserved.
Dr. Jules hopes that this project will be used to help farmers incorporate these practices when farming.
We hope that the government of Dominica, I'm particularly glad that Minister Johnson is here as Minister of Agriculture, will really take the lessons of that project and ensure that farmers across Dominica incorporate it in their own farming practices.
Her Excellency U.S. Ambassador to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Linda Tagliatella, noted that the model farm will ensure food security in Dominica.
Under this initiative, biogas digesters, rainwater harvesting tanks, and solar panels were installed to support farm operations in times of energy and water insecurity. As a result, members of the farming community and staff from the Ministry of Agriculture are now able to visit the farm to witness cutting-edge technologies that will allow farmers to generate their own power and capture rainwater. By working together to develop and implement these climate-smart agricultural practices, we have created a more dependable supply of energy and fresh water that ultimately will help these farmers to improve crop yields and ensure food security within Dominica.
And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is up next with Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a ces jeunes pays là pour prendre l'avantage opportunité que le gouvernement a fait avec la baillot et puis waiter à ces conditions qui doivent être. Honorable Skerritt fait parole ça là pendant été adressé cérémonie la messe Saint-Antoine en tout cas oui dimanche. Premier ministre Skerritt dit opportunité avec là pour éducation, trainement, bagaille qui développé. Premier ministre Skerritt dit Futur Dominique ka dépend à ce GNS là, conseil aussi posé ou était bien douette hors drogue et puis autant alcool. Et des GNS à présent à de meilleure position parce que les parents à yo des jeunes conseil aussi posé prendre toute opportunité qui est available et aussi couiller à ses parents pour supporter les enfants à yo et puis opportunité que le gouvernement a fait available à yo. À la nouvelle, le ministre agriculture a tenu une démonstration pour aider les habitants manier pour cultiver dawe citrus. Le département dawe a fait parole que l'industrie la viré de bout. Il y a un plan available pour aider les habitants comment pour suivre bon weg passe à la dire pas qu'à suivre. Monsieur Jeremy Newton, c'est officier ministre agriculture.
Ça nous a fait aujourd'hui, c'est une démonstration avec comment pour planter ces différents plants citrus là. Nous avons à présent pour planter. Nous avons différentes qualités de variétés citron. Nous avons zoain greffier. Nous avons ça qui a venu dans plus bon état et ça qui a venu plus tard en saison. Nous avons tangerine. Et bien, tout ça, nous commençons la distribution en 1er juin. Et bien, ça qui allait à partir de novembre. Nous les encourager ces gens pour regarder pour ça nous montrer aujourd'hui, comment pour planter, ou pour prendre plan, mais faire tout comme si vous avez fait un fort chou, mettre dedans pour arriver la terre qui arrive en plan pour gloire pas rester en racine pour racine sur plan qui lever bon. So nous les dit tous ces gens qui ont planté pour regarder comment pour planter.
Newton ni bon avis pour habitants.
Là où on planté plan, on est pour tirer plastique là pour racine profiter bien ou prendre matière organique ou ça taper hot bœuf, hot cabrit, hot mouton, hot lapin. So ça on peut mettre ça en plan pour faciliter le plan pour y profiter mais nutrients ça il pas taper hot terre ou peut mettre dedans pour y profiter mais en les mêmes plans, il y a des trois branches qui sont levées par en bas plan, on est pour tirer. So, ça peut faciliter. C'est ça. Ça peut faciliter ça pour lever mais so on est pour tirer pour ne pas profiter plus gros qui original plan on voulait.
Et puis finalement, le gouvernement Dominica travaille augmenter l'industrie boisdaine. Il faut ça là, le ministre commerce venait devant où là il fait l'argent avec là pour assister les coopératives qui étaient bien affectées sinon Erika. Ministre commerce honorable Roslyn Paul fait donation avec $50,000 pour chairman coopérative nationale Philippe Gist. Coopérative qui a bénéficié ces petites souffrières, Font Saint-Jean, Gouambe et puis Bagatelle. Gist fait parole qui est 22 lisines tout mon pays, mais c'est 4 salles plus affectées par Erika. Monsieur Gis ka gade devant qui assistant salam que vi mette ces les salades du bout. Ministre pour commerce, petit entreprise, honorable Roslyn Paul, fait parole que ministre qui travaille bien oued pour vivre lever secteur manufacturing. Dominique. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle Creole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
It is important to be aware of your hurricane shelters, especially since we're in the hurricane season. In the north, VACAS, your hurricane shelters are the VACAS Primary School, where the managers are Blair Mayer and Roy Massicott, and the Pentecostal Church managed by Bernadine Sharpless and Jerry Laura. Thibault, the community center, is your shelter and managed by John Bruni and Shamin Later. Gomier, the ground floor of the Burial Church, is your hurricane shelter, and John Sylvain is the manager. In Portsmouth, your shelters are the Portsmouth Secondary School, managed by Scott Rose, and the Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School dormitory, managed by Lincoln Robinson and Osbert Hector. And the Glanville Community Center, managed by Solomon John Paul, and Capuchin, the Capuchin Resource Center, is your shelter. Emmanuel Auguste and George Andre are the shelter managers. That's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on our past National Focus newscast on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is now available also on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS production team, I'm Lourianne Graham Carter. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.